I have a special treat for you today, and it's in the form of Charlotte Cardin, all the way from Montreal in Canada. Who is she? Well, that's for me to inform you. To all the people on my channel, this is a new artist, so let's give her a warm sense of listening and embracing and hoping to hear more of her on my channel, as she's always do with new artists. Charlotte Cardin is the Canadian singer-songwriter and model. Born in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Cardin first gained attention in 2013 when she participated in the reality TV show Let's Voice, The Voice Quebec. Although she did not win the competition, her appearance helped propel her music career. Cardin's music is often described as a blend of pop, electronic, jazz influences. Her deep, sultry vocals and introspective lyrics have garnered her a dedicated fan base, millions. Some of her popular songs include Main Girl, Dirty Dirty, and California, and she's released several EPs including Big Boy 2016 way back and Main Girl way back in 2017. In addition to her music career, Cardin also worked as a model. She appeared in campaigns for various fashion brands and has walked the runway at many a fashion show. Her unique sense of style has made her a fashion icon in her own right. Charlotte Cardin continues to create and release music, and she's also gained international recognition for her talent and artistry. Her distinct sound and captivating performances have made her an artist to watch in the contemporary music scene for years to come. The song Confetti we're about to hear by Charlotte explores themes of loneliness, inner turmoil, and a sense of detachment in social situations. The lyrics you're about to hear convey a complex emotion state of feeling both loud and quiet, alone in a crowd, and torn between wanting to stay and wanting to leave. There's a reoccurring sense of not knowing what to do, as well as longing for connection and understanding. The chorus, "I feel like a zombie, I'll die at the party, yeah, you'll find my body covered in confetti," actually symbolizes a feeling of being lost and disconnected, even in a social settings such as celebration. The use of the metaphorical confetti suggests a superficial facade or a pretense of happiness, which contrasts with the underlying emotional struggle. The line, "I tried calling somebody to tell them to come get me," reflects a desire for rescue or support from somebody who can understand and alleviate this narrative's inner turmoil. However, the repeated phrase, "I don't know," and the mention of wanting to throw everything away indicate a sense of confusion, frustration, and lack of direction. Confetti captures that paradox between the desire for genuine connection and the feeling of being trapped in a cycle of uncertainty and that emotional detachment. It does portray the struggle to navigate social interactions and find a sense of belonging while wrestling with one's inner demons. Ingenious Lyrics, whom I go to often, by the way, they're a great website for lyrics to songs. She said in an answer, "Confetti is an ode to introverts. I had the realization that at every single party I've ever been to, I'd lock myself in the bathroom at some point and compose myself and gather my thoughts. And when I became aware of that, I thought, okay, I should write a song about it. It's a party track for people who actually hate being at the party." Charlotte, thank you for that, because I'm one of those people. More about that after we've heard this sensational song by a newcomer that, like I always say this year to all the artists, I'll feature you more and more. Charlotte Cardin, welcome to CC Europop Music. Take it away.
Always been loud in a quiet way. I always feel alone in a crowded place. I always wanna stay, wanna go, wanna stay, wanna go. I don't know, I don't know. I get sad on my birthday. I wanna talk back in the worst way. I always wanna stay, wanna go, like a zombie, I'll die at the party. Yeah, you'll find my body fully covered in confetti. I tried calling somebody to tell them come get me, but you'll find my body fully covered in confetti, singing la da 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 da. 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 Found me in the club, looking golden. I know everyone. I got no friends. I always wanna stay, wanna go, wanna stay, wanna go. I don't know. I don't know. And I never know what to say till I'm already walking away. Wanna punch you in the face, but I won't. But I might, but I won't. And I don't wanna play. I wanna throw it all away. I feel like a zombie, I'll die at the party. Yeah, you'll find my body fully covered in confetti. I tried calling somebody to tell them come get me, but you'll find my body fully covered in confetti, singing la da 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 da. 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 Look at the people, they're crazy. Look at the people, they're crazy. Look at the people, they're crazy. Look at their pupils dilating. Look at the people, they're crazy. I feel like a zombie, I'll die at the party. Yeah, you'll find my body fully covered in confetti. I'll try calling somebody to tell them come get me, but you'll find my body fully covered in confetti, singing la da 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 da.
Well, I think a lot of people will be singing not la-di-da-di-da, but oh my God, a song I can relate to. I'm an introvert. I really am. People bring me along to parties and wedding functions and different things because they say you love to dance, you love to be out there. It's almost like they put the onus on me to be the performing monkey at times at certain places, certain functions over my life, and I've never wanted to be. I do have a great personality that comes through. Now, I've met people that didn't deserve my personality or my attention or to see that side of me. And I particularly think of a previous work at Trinity College here in Dublin, where I worked for many, many years. And I just found it horrendous to have worked with the boss I worked with, who suffocated me and squeezed every ounce of my personality out of me. I just found the whole experience now, when I look back, disparaging and actually a hiccup in my life that made me go back in the last 10 years to being myself, which is that positive personality. You put me on a one-to-one and I will sit with you with a cup of coffee. We'll have a great chat, a great laugh, everything. Once the numbers start increasing, I become more introverted and I pull my seat back, and the crowd might take over in the conversation, but I'm becoming more of the person in the distance. Then I find the perfect excuse to leave, and nowadays I walk my dog when I have coffees, so I have that excuse. That's excusable to leave if I find I get suffocated. I've always found that as a child. I found I was envious looking at my sisters growing up when they were out in the street. We were reared in England before we moved to Ireland. My parents are Irish. And we moved because my parents made a wonderful pact that my mother, being the only daughter, if anything untoward or health-wise would happen to her own mother in Ireland, my father would pack up everything and we'd all move over to Ireland. And that's exactly what we did. And again, being an introvert, you almost have to be an extrovert to fit in these days. And I found that conflicting parallel, almost like having that confetti thrown, you know, you yourself are throwing that confetti out everywhere to really get unwarranted attention for no other reason than just to be accepted, because it's almost unaccepted today in today's world to be on your own, enjoying your own company, away from people, but within the vicinity of people, but away from being involved. Your involvement is watching, as she says in the song, the dilated eyes of those watching you, but also you watching them happens. And an introvert is I say it's a good thing. Isn't, if society was, we were all meant to be the same and have the same kind of outlook and the same kind of sense of humor and the same taste in music, well, God forbid if that was the case, my channel wouldn't exist. But in those party situations, why are we as a minority group made to feel we can't be in the corner watching and being happy, because that's perceived as being odd and you're on your own and everyone's having fun, and there you are just sitting cringing. Personalities dictate that. We're born genetically different. We might similarly, like me and my siblings, have facial features of our parents, but individually you could not get a family. We're so remote. I've often said this to my partner. I think he's seen my family once or twice, simply because my family live extraordinarily independent lives and we don't need each other. We phone each other by phone. And I'm so happy with that I don't have to visit every weekend. I don't conform to the conformist way of thinking, oh, we must visit and at Christmas and at Easter. And I think I only live 1 hour away from the village of my parents that reared us from teenagers, because before that we were in England. And I think I've seen my sister, who I'm extraordinarily close to, my younger sister, 3 years ago now. But that is the introvert part of me. And I've been invited by my partner to go back to Spain, meet his family, go out with his friends, everything. The one thing, unfortunately, my partner didn't really grasp was when it was just me and him going off doing things. I was in my element, very funny, we had a great time, we lots of pictures. Then when his mother would tag along, then his brother would tag along, then we had to meet friends and we had to meet extended family. I wasn't happy. I was put in a situation of being perceived as being that positive, outgoing person. But as Charlotte aptly says, I hated parties and I hated bigger crowds. I just hated it because my personality was different. Now, doing this for YouTube has proved to me how happy I am. I've lost weight in the face, my skin's gone tight again. I was really I was aging before my time. Now, I might be in the 50 club, but at the same time, my heart and my mental is of a much more youthful man. And I hope that reflects on my channel. And there's many of me out there, and that's what makes it wonderful. I'm not on my own. I know a lot of you hold up the hand and say, I'm with you, CC. I'm with Charlotte on this. This song speaks and gives us a voice, because you never know how to express it. People say, but CC, you're so good. You're so funny. You're so helpful. You're so this. I've built those walls up to fit in. I don't want to totally ostracize myself from life and people, because people is having conversations, having those skills that my parents wonderfully had and we inherited as a family, is to live independently, as we all do, not be dependent on each other, as we all are not, but at the same time be there for each other, as we all are. Come a crisis, you've never seen a family like mine come together so quick, put the money on the table and say, okay, what can we do, blah 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 blah, and we sort it out, and then we go bye-bye, and we mightn't see each other for years, but we're in touch, obviously social media and the phone. But again, I go back to, that suits me. I'm here, I'm doing this on a one-to-one, and I think having a horrendous boss in Trinity College, and I almost spit the ground at thinking about that woman. Actually, she did me a favor, because I was in a situation where it was very claustrophobic, and I really didn't enjoy being part of. And I don't like the dictatorial attitude of universities, old school, particularly Trinity, where the professors, authoritarian, they wear the blue collars, and the white collared workers were very much not even looked at. I don't like that kind of social aspect to it. I never did. But this one-to-one with me and you, and I might know half of you listening to me, just makes me so happy. So when it comes to just quick reflections after saying all of that, the lyrics, I relate to all of it. Because I felt like a zombie. I felt like I was going crazy. I tried calling someone to tell them, come get me. And what it is I can relate to that on a one-to-one, where I sat my partner down, his best friend, a mutual friend, and I said, I have something to tell you. After 16 long years, and they were extremely long for me, I'm leaving Trinity College to set up a channel on YouTube and talk about my passion, music. I'm an author of 3 books, a trilogy. I don't promote them on any of my videos, it's a music channel. But I'm an established author and well recognized for my writing, and people who've read my books have been blown away. It's not on Netflix. Great compliments. But this is what I love doing, interacting with music. Being in a situation where my dog is over there waiting to be walked. Beautiful day outside. I'm sitting here and I'm extraordinarily happy. I'm not in a party situation. I don't have a big crowd around me. It's just me talking to you. On a one-to-one and a coffee, this is like me chatting away to you. This is what you get. I'd be straight in there with the conversation, blah blah, and a positive attitude would come from it. But a song that speaks from the heart is what I've longed for, and Charlotte, you did that today. If you're out there feeling introverted, but you're happy being introverted and alone, continue to do that. If you're in a job that's suffocating you because it's going against that introvertness, that personality, I would advise anybody for the mental walk away. Over the last couple of years, I have calmed down. I've become myself. I've seen my efforts within myself grow as this channel's grown. Last year, I was on 85 when I first started subscribers. This year, I'm going to say 10,000 by Christmas. I'm already hitting 7. Around 7 now. And I'm very happy with my efforts. And that's just me talking, me being me. My enthusiasm is music. And long may Charlotte and songs like this resonate with a minority group that was never talked about. We might be introverted, but in so many ways I'm extroverted. And I think if you've got the yin and the yang in your life, do it. And my advice before was walk away from a job that suffocates you. Walk away from the boss that doesn't understand you. Because let's be fair to the bosses. And yeah, I'm going to be fair to my ex-boss. They're not psychologists. They're not there to break you down. You're there to function in a certain role. And if you can't function as yourself within the environment, how are you ever going to function as a person within the role of life? You can't. You just have to find your niche. And hopefully after all of that, you will like, comment and subscribe. And Charlotte, thank you for a song that spoke to me. For the first time, people might just get me for who I am. And I'll have you to blame for this song. I'll say go away and listen to Charlotte's song and then you'll understand me. Thanks for speaking and giving us a voice. Take care.